Hello Sumate, you're welcome to another video tutorial. So this is a continuation of how to make the boot and hip pad tight. You know we're used to making it and attaching it to our dresses and skirts. This time around I want to show us how to make the tight. So this is my body without it, and this is also my body with it, the same skirt, but the skirt is quite tight. Now it is more, the curves are more revealing wearing it with my normal leggings, which is this normal tight. So this is it on my body. If you've not seen the part one, you will not understand the part two at all. So I will drop the link in the description box so that you can go and see it, but we'll continue from where we stopped in part one here. So in part one, we've gotten to where we stopped at, where we trimmed the pad, which is the foam. So now I've gone ahead to trim the foam. I've trimmed both sides, both the front and back. I've trimmed it all round. At this point, I feel like I didn't trim mine very flat. So you trim it really very flat and make it curvy smooth so that it blends well to your skin when you put it on. So the next thing now is to iron the hairstay on it. Now you can see that I labeled it very properly, okay, so that you will not mistake the upper part of the front and the lower part of the back together. So label it before you go ahead. You can see that I'm doing it set by set. Now after ironing hairstay on this front and back, I'm going to keep it aside. Then I will iron on the other side too. So please make sure you label it very well, and you should be careful when joining them together. You can see that I went ahead to mark chalk on the upper part also, so that I don't make mistake, because once you misplace the front for the back, is not going to come out nicely. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the same thing for all of them, and at this point I've done that. I will go ahead and join them together. Okay, so when you're joining, the place you trim on is going to be on the inside. Okay, the part you trimmed on, you trim on flat. You know we didn't trim both sides. If you've seen part one, you know what I'm saying. The part you trim on should be on the inside. So when you join it together and flip it, the part you trim on is where it's going to be on the outside. So after joining it together, you have to run two lines. Okay, you're running two lines round to press it down. That's what I am doing here. Then after running the two lines round it, I'm repeating the same thing for the other side of camera. Go ahead and trim it properly. And after trimming it, we are going to go back to the table, and we are going to keep this aside. We'll be keeping the pad we've done. You can see how neatly done it is. We'll go ahead and keep it aside. Okay, so the next thing we'll be doing now, we'll be working on the pouch, the pad pouch. If you've seen part one, you know what I'm talking about. So we'll be keeping the trouser aside too. This is the pouch, the front pouch and the back pouch. Now when I say pouch, you know that that's where the padding, the foam we've just ironed, will be sitting on. Okay, so you can see me labeling it, the sides and the center, so I don't mistake it. Okay, labeling is very important because they can be confusing. So I'm going to join the front side and the back sides together, side by side. So for the two pieces we have, I will join one front side, one back side together. I'll go ahead to the sewing machine and do that. So you can watch how I am placing it. So you make sure it is side by side you are placing together. Make sure you always have your pattern to guide you. Okay, so this is the pattern. Now this is the front pouch, the front pouch, and this is how I'm placing it. You can see I'm showing us with the paper exactly what I'm doing with the main fabric. Okay, I'm just going to place them on top each other like so. Then I'll go ahead and join. Mind you, when I'm joining with 1 inch. You can even join with 1.5 of an inch because the fabric is very stretchy, so that it will be very tight and firm on you. Okay, so I've gone ahead to join it here, and this is what we have. I will put the pouch aside now so that we can work on the main shorts itself. So now I'm just going to remove all my pins. Then the front and the back, I'm going to remove all the pins so that we can go ahead and join them together, because we have to join them, but we're not joining it completely, so that we can be able to attach the pouch to it, because that's where the padding will be resting on. So I'm going to place one front and one back together. And the first part we are joining, if you are used to making trouser or shorts, you know you start joining from the center, but this time we're joining from the side because of what we're working on. So you can see me placing it front and back together, and the side now we're going to join with 1 inch. Also take note, 1 inch, okay, because the fabric is very stretchy. You can use 1.5 also, like I said. So I'll go ahead and join it and come back. So here now I've gone ahead to join, and this is what we have. Okay, I've joined the front and back together. Do you see? This is what we have. When you spread it, this is what we have. So now we're going to attach the pouch to it. So you flip it to the wrong side. So attach your pouch, you will have to flip it to the wrong side. So after flipping it to the wrong side, on the waistline, come down by 2 inches. If you've watched the part one, you will know that we added 2 inches from the waistline. So if you've not seen part one, please go and see it. So the 2 inches we added for folding and the band space, we are marking it away before we put our pouch. So I went ahead to trim off the excesses on the waistline. Can you see what I've done? So now the pouch placement will be starting from the 2 inches I have marked. So I'm just going to get the pouch. You know we've joined the pouch together, right? So I'm just going to get it. Now the seam line, you know we joined the pouch with 1 inch also. So the seam line that we have on the pouch now is what we are placing on the seam line for the main short. So you can see me labeling it front and back. Always label your own so you don't get confused, okay? So can you see? You can see that the smallest part of the pouch is the front and is resting on the front part of the shirt of the distance of the short. So when you're placing it, you see the joining is on the inside, so it's wrong side facing wrong side. We are placing the pouch on the wrong side of the short, so go ahead and pin it down. You are pinning the seam line of the pouch and the seam line of the shorts, like you can see me do. I went ahead to pin it down. Then after pinning it down, I'm just going to spread it side by side appropriately. Then after that, I'm going to sew it all around. Okay, so I'm going to sew it, but I will be leaving a space where we will use to pass the pad. Okay, so I'll be leaving a space that we'll be using to pass the pad through it, because we're shooking the pad inside. Okay, so after that we are going to run the remaining side. So I'm just going to trace it out with the chalk for us to see properly what I'm talking about. So can you see what I'm doing? So this part now, very tiny part. Now what I want you to know is that go ahead and weave your pouch, weave it all around to give you a neat job done, especially if you're doing it for your clients. Don't just place the fabric barely on it like this. It's not going to be neat. One good thing about this fabric is that it doesn't fray. Okay, so now I've gone ahead to sew it all around, and this is what we have. Like I said, weave your pouch round. Okay, weave it round neatly, or you go ahead and fold it. I'll be showing us in the second part, in fixing the second part. So you can see that the 2 inches for the band is still there, for the elastic is still there. So we're repeating the same thing. This is the second part. We're repeating the same thing, but I just want to show us something. So now that I've gone ahead to reel it all around, since if you don't have the opportunity to weave your own, fold it inside. Can you see what I'm doing? You just fold it in and run a straight stitch. But the reason why I'm not folding is that when I first of all made this tight, all the folds, they were showing. If I should wear something very tight, you will see all the lines showing, because I feel like it's too thick. So I will advise you to go ahead and weave it. Okay, just weave it. It will be better. It will be neater when you weave it. When you wear it under a skimpy dress, it's not going to show. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are done fixing the patch. The next thing now is to join the pants together. Now the patch is already attached to the pants, so I went ahead to pin the waistline and the lower part. So you see the crush line area, I'm just going to sew it for both the front and back. I'll do that in the sewing machine and I will come back. Okay, so after doing that now, the next thing you will do now is to open it up. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Open it up, go ahead and put the crush area together, the lower part of the short. Go ahead and put it together. Then you can run a straight stitch from the center to both ends. Okay, so now don't forget you're stitching with 1 inch all through every part. You have to stitch together on this short. You're stitching with 1 inch because the fabric is very stretchy. Okay, so I will do that and come back. At this point I've done that, and this is what we have. So now I'm going to flip it to the right side. Okay, because now we have to work on the waistband. The extra 2 inches we added, we have to fold it. Okay, so the next thing I will do now, can you see what I'm doing? I will go ahead and fold the 2 inches. I'm going to fold it away because that's what we added it for. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing, right? I marked the 2 inches, but one thing you have to take note of is that the folding you want to do for the elastic, it should rest covering the pouch. Do you get? You know the pouch ended at the main waistline without the extra 2 inches for the band. Okay, so now when you fold it down, you use it to cover the pouch, cover the upper part of the pouch. I'm really very sorry that my camera cannot show the details of what it is here. I'm actually folding it on top the pouch, like 1/4 of an inch. It is resting on the pouch with like 1/4 of an inch, so that it will cover all the upper parts of the pouch. The only opening we'll be having is the opening we will be leaving to pass our pad through the pouch on the side. Okay, but the upper part of the pouch, every part of it is going to be covered. So I'll go ahead and fold the waist all round, and when I'm done folding it round, I'll go to the sewing machine and sew it. Then I'm not going to sew it completely. I'm going to leave about 2 inches to pass the elastic through it. You can see how I'm folding. At this point I'm still folding it here. Okay, so after folding it now, I'm just going to run a straight stitch, and I will leave extra 2 inch that I will use to pass my elastic. If you're still watching this video at this point, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, comment and share your thoughts with me. What do you think? Criticize, positive, negative, I learn from it and I appreciate them too. So if you are a returning subscriber, I want to say a very big thank you, because I won't be on YouTube at this point without you. If you're new to my channel, you're very much welcome and I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, so you can see me, you can see that I'm taking my time to fold it. That's because I'm folding it, I'm making sure that it covers the pouch. Okay, so now go ahead and sew it. I'll leave 2 inches that I will use to pass the elastic, okay, on the front part. So at this point I've gone ahead to sew it round. This is the lower part of the tight and I folded it inside also. Then the waistband area, I've also folded it. This is what we have. So I'm going to use the opening now to pass elastic. So the elastic I have with me is about 3/4 of an inch, but I will advise you use the one that is 1 inch wide. I'm going to use it with my pin, my safety pin, to push it all round the waistline. So after pushing it all around the waistline, the next thing I'm going to do now is to pull the elastic out. Then I'm going to go to the sewing machine. Then I will join the elastic together so that it doesn't pull away, and cut the excess elastic away from it. At this point you can see that I've pulled it completely, so I'm just going to join it and cut the excess elastic. At this point I've done that. So the opening we have there now, I'm going to stitch it down also. So after doing that, this is what we have. Okay, so the next we'll be doing now is to pass the pad through the pouch. Now you can see on the inside, you can see the pouch here, you can see it clearly on this part. So now you know we left openings on both sides of the pouch to pass the pad through it. So you just shook it in like this. You can see the joining of the patch that it is facing the wrong side. Oh, that's how you will place it, so that it doesn't start showing on your dress when you put it on, like you will not have any part of the this thing pointing out. It has to be on the inside. You see the way I'm placing it now, you know, when I flip it to the right side now, that joining part is going to be on the inside. You get? So do yours like that. After passing it through it, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. This is what it is like. If you find out that your pad is too big, open it and cut it, trim it and iron it back. So this is the front and this is the back pattern. Hope this was helpful.